Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Papa Don't Preach. My name is Obi. I'm here with my man Bennett.
Hey, I'm here.
What's up, Bennett?
Oh, hanging out, talking.
It's weird. I've never seen you 2 days in a row.
That's true.
This is
not work together. Yeah.
Yeah, when we're not working together. When I work,
rare.
I'm prepared to see when we're working together because we're not doing this and we're not like doing our lives. But doing our lives and then doing this the next day is kind of a trip.
It's true. I'm actually going to leave. We'll do this later on. Let's skip it.
For those of you at home who are wondering, Ben and I did a family outing, I guess.
We met
what was that, Splash?
a splash pad.
Splash Pad.
Which I had to explain to my niece what it was because Matt was telling us like, oh, we just splash pad, the Obi, blah, blah, blah. And Kinley was like looking at us like, what the fuck is... So splash pad's like a free park. It's like there's like water shooting out of the ground and waterfalls for the kids to run around and scream. And
yeah, 100%.
It's great. Like it was really fun.
Picture like your local park. It just had like, instead of a jungle gym, had another section that was like a mini Raging Waters.
Yeah,
just
like soft ground, like squishy ground.
A bunch of different pools squirting water in different ways. Like kids who are not supervised trying to steal water guns out of your backpack.
Yeah, kids were wild there.
Dude, the kids are unhinged. They're just, it was great. So I normally, anytime I go to a park, I travel with my giant bubble maker because I know every kid loves bubbles.
Yeah, that's right.
And when I get bored, I'm like, I'm going to make some bubbles because my kid doesn't want to hang out with me. So I'm going to do some big bubbles. I didn't know our co-host here, Bennett Miller, is kind of a bubble G, like is pulling them out. He's got this form and technique and making these giant bubbles. And then the kids swarmed him like like gnats on a banana that's been sitting outside.
It was a lot to deal with. To be nice to a bunch of strangers' children while I'm trying to make bubbles for my kids and your kid.
And these are like South LA kids. They have no chill. They're just like, do another one, a bigger one,
like grabbing it and shit. It's like, okay, hey everybody, let's let go.
Hey, mister, where you going? Hey, bitch, where are you going? I want another bubble. Like, God damn. Ben is like, all right, we're taking a bubble break. I'm I'm literally walking around like, okay, bubble break, everyone, bubble break.
We're taking a bubble break.
I'm not going to be the part where the giant from...
Motherfucker, get away.
the Bayou Beast came and crushed a kid.
Trying to make bubbles.
Oh, man, but it was fun. If you're trying to get some fun in the sun, man, Splash Pad is where it's at. It's a great way to tire out your kids.
It's really great. I had on the way here, one of my, I don't know if I get a dad award or a dad moment of shame. So I'm putting my sandals on to roll out of here, and I noticed I've got these like brown spots on my feet, like really like these brown circles on my right foot. And I was like, that is fucking like, oh, what is that, a bug bite? And then I see, oh my God, they're on my left foot too. And then I realized. I got croc tan, baby.
You got croc tan.
I got croc tan.
I don't know how Crocs have become like a phenomenon because I think they're the ugliest things on the planet. But I've seen croc tan in the wild. And, it does look like a weird cancer. Like somebody's got like...
I thought it had like maybe like a squid attached. I did not know what it might be, liver spots, but I don't drink. I don't know what was wrong.
It's like going to the beach or like being at a party and like you see a girl like take her shoes off, like walking to a house party, like, and you see the croc tan, like, ugh, you're gross.
Because Crocs they're awful, but they're also comfortable. That's the
what
thing.
I hear.
But the thing is, like, everyone like I wear them all the time, and people are always wearing Crocs too. I'm like Janine Garofalo, like Garofalo. Sorry, good.
I don't have a computer, and what computers are to Janine are Crocs for me. I understand that some people want it, like once people jumped on it, they were on it because when Crocs first came out, everyone was hating. Everyone was like, "Ah, those are dumb,"
and then because they're gross and ugly, and they look like that's something children would wear. They look like I'm wearing giant Dutch clown shoes.
I just don't know how
all those things are true.
They all look the same, and I don't know how they're able to market it. Like, oh, Nicki Minaj came out with her Croc style. I'm like, it's the same shit, but it's burgundy and it has her initials on the side. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, now they've got little things you could pop in them, like little.
I've seen those. God,
rubber like smiley faces and
they're
like
fucking called cufflinks. They're called cufflinks.
Yeah, they're called whatever, like Croclinks, whatever they are. Patent pending.
Yeah, Croclinks. That's not bad. That's not bad.
No, I don't go that far, but I do have 2 pairs of tie-dyed Crocs.
Okay. I think my kid's mom has a couple pairs of Crocs for him. And I do remember when they've ended up at my place, and I'm like, they'll stay by the door. They're going in the backpack on his next day to school. They're not getting mixed in. Not going to happen. But yeah, those, what are they called? Croc charms. Ugh.
Croc-Links is better.
Yeah, disgusting. But anyway, we can spend all day talking shit. It was nice to see you at the splash
It was
pad.
fun.
I've never seen you in the wild with both of them.
That's
both
right.
the kids. It's just, it's usually the older one. It's usually Miles. And I was one everyone. I was me and my producer were having some fun with this, and just for everyone out there, Bennett is not a shy person, but he's kind of like my producer. When it comes to people, they'll pass. They'll pass.
Yeah, like I've got lots of because literally my job is like being nice to people all day long. I can flex that muscle. I don't want to.
Yes,
I usually just want to be by myself.
100%. A lot of people will feel that. Like I can't imagine the amount of joy that you get when Nat comes in. It's like, oh, by the way, plans got canceled tonight. We're not meeting up with so and so. You'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get to sit down. Oh no.
So I think it's very hilarious that you were blessed with the most sociable 2-year-old I've ever met in my life. Like watching you go to the bathroom with him and him stop to shake everyone's hand and say hello.
Yeah, it was like 3 old dudes in a row. He like shook all their hands. It's a hi everybody, bye everybody.
Hello.
Hi. It no, the grocery store wherever I take him, like he literally and it's like he has no discern. Like he says hi to everybody. It's great whenever he says hi to people that don't get say hi to, but it's really funny.
And like the thing is that he doesn't know how to speak, but he knows that he should speak. So when my son was talking to your son, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Ozo. How old are you?" Mio just looks at him with this big smile and says, "Yes." And Ozo's like, "How old are you?" He says, "Yes." I was like, Ozo, he's 2. Like,
He's working on English.
Oh man, it reminds me of those 2 bugs from the Bug's Life, the like German ones. Very, very funny. But yes, anyway, sorry to say this to everyone. The world is still burning. The world is still burning. It's
like literally, not even figuratively. It's like the hottest it's ever been every day.
Oh my
The
God.
last 2 weeks.
It's been, and like LA's been hot. And I've always said that like I would deal with LA hot than like Louisiana humid hot. It was Louisiana humid hot.
Yeah, it's been gross and humid here lately. Yeah.
It's been humid hot. Like, ooh, you walk outside and you sweat and you're like, what the nuh-uh.
Like yuck, yeah, it's been like gross, slimy hot here. Which is not this is not what I signed up for. Right now it feels fantastic. We should pop the garage open, let the breeze go in.
Just help the rest of the world. I was in the valley the other day, and man, the valley is, there's a reason it's called the valley. Like it was like 14, 15 degrees hotter. Like right when I went over the hill. When I went over the hill, I was like chilling. I'm like, oh God, it's gonna be 89 degrees today. I was like, gross. And I remember just popping off the freeway, and I was like, the fuck, 105. It's been 30 minutes. Like, what do you mean 105?
Like, I could look over the hill and see 30-degree difference.
Dude, you know the world's coming to an end when you see like a crow flying through the air that literally just falls out of the sky. It's just like, gave up. We're gonna start eating ravens, y'all. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, it's like in the Gulf, like fish swimming, washing up ashore because it's too goddamn hot down there. And
I didn't believe it when you guys said it. 100 degrees.
Yeah, 100 degrees.
In the ocean or the Gulf, but still, what?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's too hot.
That's too hot. That's too hot. Like, I'd get out of a jacuzzi at that point. I'm like, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that at all. I would say I would tweet about it, but now I'm Xing about it.
Oh.
I don't know how to tweet about the heat. Wait,
I think you just post about it now.
Post? Ugh. Oh my God. Elon Musk, you moron.
It like literally it was the most popular like used platform with its own fucking language and symbol, and he said no. He says, I like the letter X. I'm going to put it and make it X.
It's such a
and the thing is, like you were looking up on your phone, I had read that like it's not going to be even on like the Mac store it has to have at least 2 letters. So he can't change it to X. He has to change it to something like, yeah, unless they like add a space or something, it's supposed to be Twitter.
Maybe it's like the X.
And like, like Indonesia, like banned it because of their like,
Oh yeah. Oh,
pornography, like laws, like instantaneously.
Because of the X. Oh my God. And we just opened it up. I think if I go to my Twitter right now,
If you go to your X right now,
if I go to my X right now, I press plus, and it still says tweet. It still says tweet. Drafts tweet.
you'll be Xing very soon.
Posting. Xing.
I made a really mean post the other day, or mean post for celebrities. It's like literally he had his own language. And he said, I'm smarter. I'm Elon Musk.
Yo, man, I think he's just trying to rebrand and tech the company so X goes under and he's not the guy that ruined Twitter. But this also isn't like the 1990s. Like we're watching it in real time.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be the guy who ruined Twitter. That's it.
And just flushed billions of dollars down the toilet.
Just get a better publicist and use this as a power move. He's like, yeah, Twitter was disgusting. It was dangerous. I ruined it. Yay.
It was like, he's the worst, man. Everyone was riding his fucking dick for years. He hosted fucking Saturday Night Live, that asshole.
I don't know why.
Everyone thought he was so fucking ooh, look how smart. Ooh, look, he has the, he made the electric car. Everyone thought he did these great things instead of just buying fucking companies
and running them into the ground.
Running into the fucking ground, making promises not delivered on.
Dude, the fact that he doesn't have enough money to buy Twitter, that he's actually selling off Tesla stock to acquire it, because he was beating his chest, and like it was like mid beat. He's like, wait, what? No, I have to go through with this. Are you shitting me? He's like, all right, cool. Fuck him.
And like nothing tells you that he is an insecure asshole than the fact that he was seriously considering fighting Mark Zuckerberg in a cage. Like that's what you're dealing with. Like two people are like, you know what? Yeah, we should fight.
Which just seemed like
I'd be like, no, hey, you know what? I'm a billionaire. I'm going to give you $1 billion to go fuck yourself. That's what I would have tweeted.
Yeah.
Fight this. I'm going to send you $1 billion to go jerk off, Mark Zuckerberg. That's what I'm going to do.
But like even that, like him saying like, I'll fight him. Like Zuckerberg he's like jacked now.
He's also a cyborg. He's not human.
He's quarter robot.
It's like literally like Terminator versus the silver guy.
Dude,
that's who you're dealing with, because Elon Musk is probably like he's alien hybrid at least.
I saw him we saw him trying to carry a sink into Twitter. It did not look pretty. Motherfucker was struggling. He's like, oh, I got the kitchen sink. Is it sinking in?
Oh no, it's not good.
Yeah, no social cues. But what are you gonna do? That's not his fault. It's all them emerald mines he grew up next to. All right, that's mean. Anyway, speaking of cyborgs and aliens. So I think the funniest thing to happen and the strangest thing to happen is some of the most respected people around the military and the Air Force and veterans that are coming forward and saying, yeah, we've recovered alien technology, non-human biological matter out of things. Like we've been hiding it for years. And people are like, cool. What about that debt relief, bro? What about that school loan forgiveness, bro? No one gives a fuck.
No one cares that like literally people were in front of Congress saying like we have non-human biologics in a lab. We have, things, we've recovered things the size of, large, of like a city block. We have to build a facility around it.
Yeah. They're like, cool. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I care. You can't just go to Congress and say, this is it. Like, show us everything. Like, instead of using this to distract, use it to unite. Like, use it to unite instead of using it to distract. Because right now, America is showing its ass. We're showing our ass. We're just like, oh, fuck. Like, we don't know what to go. We don't have control. Something terrible is happening. And they're like, show them the aliens.
That's it. It's like, I've heard that theory where it's like, there's so much going on. Let's show them the aliens now to distract them. There's always so much going on. It's like, who is showing us the aliens? Like, these guys. And here's the other thing that I'd heard is that like everything they'd said has been approved by the state, like by the government. Is like, okay, you can say these things. We're fine with you saying these things.
Oh, that means they know that like octopus are like they're working with octopus people. That's
the thing is like, does it mean that they know it's fake or does it mean it's real?
Oh, they know they said show it to them because they know it's real, but they're hiding something else.
Man.
Yeah.
The thing is like, oh, well, I guess there's aliens. And you just got to go about your life. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that information?
I'll tell you right now, I think I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet. And it's probably out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the same week that Mitch McConnell short circuits and has a mini stroke in front of cameras, and the same week that they they release information that we know about aliens, is the same week, for the first time I've ever seen it, that Men in Black is trending on my Amazon Prime. Now, for those of you who are a little younger that are listening, Men in Black has a very famous scene of a little alien working a dude like a robot inside his face. What would happen if that little alien working Mitch McConnell got a little high for the first time? Well, if he got outed, came home from work, it's like, they fucking released all the files, Sheila. Got drunk, showed up the next day, and accidentally hit the fucking snooze button and left the eyes open, and Mitch is just sitting there like... What if? If we're not to just throw out theories, I'm just saying.
If aliens exist, he's the top candidate to be one.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
He doesn't look human, doesn't act human. His skin is not human colored.
No, dog. He's a purple people.
I mean, he looks translucent. He looks like a slug with a human skull floating around inside of it.
It's so, like, watching that happen to him was fucking terrifying. Like, watching somebody go through that. But it's so hard to feel bad for a person like him. Like, he's so, like, I know he's got family and like nothing against this or anything, but I was telling him, I was saying this before. If somebody ran up to him and punched him in the dick, I would laugh. I would think it's hilarious. But watch him like lose control of his body was fucking terrifying. And now that I've had some time and some distance away from it, fuck him.
I like to say I'm a good person. I'm not a great person. Fuck that dude. Yeah. And the thing is, like, no one said anything. Like, not like, and he after he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stick around." Like,
oh, dude,
the fucking arrogance and the audacity to have a Senilic episode on live TV where you like people are just staring at you and they have to lead you away with your blank dead eyes, and when you recover and your brain starts working again, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this.
That little interview, like, hey, are you like, Congressman, are you okay? Are you okay? I just talked to the president and I told him the former president I got sandbagged, and you're like, what? Like, I got sandbagged. And you're like, usher him away. Like, so you're okay? Sandbag. Shannon sent me that clip. Like, what does that mean? Like, what? I'm like, that means that he's still going through it.
I think he's still working through it. And the thing is, like, on the other side, you got Dianne Feinstein. Like, they literally had to be like, okay, vote. Please vote. Please stop talking and vote.
Just say aye.
Just please vote.
When I was a little girl, it was on orange groves. Oh, no. Yeah, wow, we talked about term limits, and like term limits is something that we fucking need. Like, I wouldn't trust my grandma or my dad who's pushing 80 to make me a playlist to come out with a business plan that, it's a hot take on the market. And like my dad was running for office, city council. And my dad's spry as shit. And I was like, listen, I'm gonna vote for you. I know you can do it, but I just don't think you should. Like, you've worked your entire life to be here.
Yeah. You
got your pension coming. Like, just because you have, like, the city's like, you got to retire. Like, he's past his life expectancy, like going through the 70s and 80s, coming out on the other side as a black man. Dude, he's killing it. Enjoy yourself. Go to Palm Springs. Take a weekend. Fly to the Bahamas. Chill with your grandbabies. Like, fucking give your money to the man going into work every goddamn day. That's stupid. Obviously, I'm speaking from ignorance because I believe that I know when I can't do something, I get fucking fidgety. I understand what it's like, that need to keep moving and everything and not just fold into yourself. I get that. I get all of that. But still, you can't be running the country.
You can't be running the fucking country.
You can't be running the goddamn
Say hi to people at Walmart.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Come on, man. It's like
hello.
like the people like she was alive when they were segregated water fountains.
Oh yeah.
Like she was alive, you know. She was active when Kennedy was shot, and when his brother was shot, and MLK was shot, and when Malcolm X was shot.
Dude, like
she saw all those things, and then she also saw gay people getting married, and like trans people becoming like, "Hey, look, we're here. Don't fucking deal with it." You know.
yeah, Joe Biden is so old that he voted against desegregating a district.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, I don't think it's a good idea."
And like, of course, people can change their minds, and a lot of them have.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the world changes faster than they do.
That's
So they
well
need
done.
to. We need
Well said.
new people and new ideas. And the way the system is worked is that like you make your money from being a fucking shifty asshole, not
Fuck
for being
yeah.
a senator. And the way you do that is you keep being a senator. You know, like you keep being the same person, you keep voting for the same things, and you keep supporting the same people that are lining your fucking pockets. So who wants to retire when you keep getting that shit?
Dude,
you know,
we gotta start doing like the competency test for people in politics. We have the combine for the NFL.
mm-hmm.
They televise it. We see how fast you are. We see how high you can jump. We should do the same thing for politics. I want to know where your brain's at. I want to know I want to see you at an event where they're like, "Yo, healthcare," or let me get $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are they going to try and grab $10,000 even if it shocks them?
Yeah.
Like, there's some type of shit that I want to see. Can you walk 400 meters? Can you jump over a pillow? Can you set up an iPad?
Mm-hmm.
Simple things, simple tasks. I want to see it. Make me a banger of a banger only playlist. Only bangers. No ballads. No show tunes. Bangers only. Bangers only. I want to see what you got. Joe Biden. I want to see what you got, Kevin McCarthy, Eric Swalwell. I want to see what you got. Dude, you hear about McCarthy and Swalwell, though?
No.
Oh, my God. This was...
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Dude, the fact that they, like, both staffers and both of them were, like, recounting their standoff in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know what happened, Adam Schiff got censured by the House majority Republicans. And Eric Swalwell was like, while the Democrats were screaming, shame, shame from the floor, Eric Swalwell is like, you are a pathetic man. You are you're a piece of shit. Like, was talking
Like,
shit to
dressing
Kevin
him
McCarthy.
down. Call him a pussy, right?
Well, so yes, and he called him a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin McCarthy was just staring at him from this, and just like walked away. And apparently, either that
Kevin
same
McCarthy.
day or
Kevin McCarthy is the speaker he's the pussy that pledged to whatchamacallit, whatever. Like
he gave the Freedom Caucus all the power. He's
yeah.
He had to make a lot of concessions to become Speaker of the House, and he is a shell of a man. Talk about he's basically the gimp in every like snuff film that you see.
You see a lot of stuff.
I mean, that some people see. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
It's like Louis C.K.'s joke. You're so lucky people don't know your thing.
Everyone knows my thing.
I feel bad for that guy. So anyway, apparently the next day or a couple days later, I think it was that same day, Eric Swalwell's on the way to the bathroom. Kevin McCarthy steps in front of him and was like, yo, if you ever talk to me like that again, I'm going to kick your ass. And Eric Swalwell was like, are we going to do this? We're going to do this right now? And they get like face to face, nose to nose, like in their face. And Kevin McCarthy looks down at Eric Swalwell and says, call me a pussy again and I'll beat the shit out of you. And Eric Swalwell goes, you're a pussy. In front of everybody. Like people were like, yo, he just said it like this. You're a pussy. And Kevin McCarthy, poor dude, was like, okay. Didn't say shit, stepped aside after like a 10, 15-second standoff where no one said shit and they were just eyeing each other down. And Kevin McCarthy walked away. And a lot of people would say Kevin McCarthy's a pussy. And I want to say this right now. I've seen Eric Swalwell. I've seen Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy did the right thing. Like if he got punched by Eric Swalwell and like went out and hit his head and became the next Mitch McConnell just over some bullshit, like he was thinking about his family there. Like I would thank you for walking away because goddamn, President Eric Swalwell would have had 2 terms for knocking out Kevin McCarthy in chambers.
See, I think that obviously cooler heads prevailed, and we were talking like you think that like competency is like, I mean, I think obviously competency test is a great idea. I think we should take it one step further and just make them fucking fight. I think weight classes divided by political ideologies and ages, and I think you just fight. I want to see some old people swing on each other in the name of truth, justice, and the American way.
I mean, I'm with you. We can do that now.
Yeah,
I think that needs to go away because I don't want these fucking corn-fed motherfuckers from Kentucky breeding fucking Joshua generation fighters that are just like, I don't want the fucking Duggars lifting weights and getting in the cage, eating corn, like waiting to get into politics to fight some little dinky motherfucker from Oregon. Like, not trying to have that shit.
I mean, let me rephrase this. I don't think this is not a long-term solution. This is just something I want to see right now.
I'm with you then. You got my vote. Voting for Bennett.
It'd be like, okay, it's a vote for this, and then like then after that happens and all the blood and shit, it's okay. Obviously, that was a bad idea. Everyone's dead.
It's one of those things like,
so we're gonna instate term limits and not have to do this anymore. You gotta do one to the other. After we bleach all the blood out of the carpet. And after Dianne Feinstein stops gnawing on Mitch McConnell's fucking femur, we'll get back to the session.
Yeah, we'd have such a hard time putting those brackets together. Like, you know, like imagine.
I don't think we would. I think we'd get ESPN on it. I think they'd fucking tear. We'd get Joe Rogan and his crew to fucking tear it up real quick.
But like, who are you gonna put? Like, are you gonna put like MTG versus AOC? Are you gonna
no,
put,
I want to see what's the big dude? The big dude from what's his name?
The big dude from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what's his name? I want to see him take on.
I want to see the one who had his fucking stroke.
Yeah, handicap match. Him versus two pencil neck Republicans.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Oh my God, it's the cat. Yeah, he beat out Dr. Oz.
Yeah, Fetterman.
Yeah, Josh Fetterman. John Fetterman. John Fetterman. Yeah, he beat Dr. Oz. He just had a stroke. You want to put him in a fucking ring? Handicap match?
Yes.
So it's gonna be John. I do. So John Fetterman and Bernie Sanders versus.
I think Bernie Sanders would be a great manager.
Versus Mitch,
great shit. Also, Mitch? Fucking all right. I know I'm just joking around and shit like that.
No, you're not. This is serious.
I know. I'm very serious. I mean, I would like to see old people hit each other, but that's beside the point.
There's no disclaimer. He's serious. He's crossing his fingers.
Bernie Sanders, the only decent person in Congress, fucking laid out a bill that was like, hey, let's have 10% less in military spending and use it for education. And four people voted for it. Like not even 10 people voted for some shit like that.
It's bullshit.
It's awful.
Yeah,
like, we are awful. We're fucked. We're super fucked. So I think maybe if they have a bat wrapped in barbed wire hanging from
just
the
Bernie,
pole.
Bernie coming in, I have a bill. And you have to get rid of my little friend. If you're like watching him fight for a bill, like, yes. That would be the perfect world to watch.
I mean, I think it doesn't happen much anymore, but like those clips from like, you know, like the Philippines or something, like where like the Congress is fucking going at it. Like I saw that and I was like, I never thought like, wow, that's so undignified. I thought I want that.
Oh yeah.
I want that. I want more of that attitude.
Yeah. I would love to see Marjorie Taylor Greene on the floor saying like, I respect the military, but women in the military aren't allowed to murder their babies. And this a chair come out of nowhere and hit her in the face.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm okay with that.
Sorry, bitch. Like, you can say whatever you want, but you can't. You got to deal with the consequences.
Yeah. Fuck decorum. This is a no disqualification match.
Damn.
No rules.
Dude, who would you put in a ladder match? Who would you put in a ladder match right now? Doesn't matter. Any three parts.
Well, that's the thing is like that eliminates 70% of Congress because they can't climb a ladder with their knees.
There you go. But that's what it will make it interesting.
That's why you do a cage match so they can't escape.
Dude, Royal Rumble, just
over the top rope. Even over the top rope, you're going to kill some people right off the bat.
That is it. That is the fix right there. We have to have a Royal Rumble the day before the election.
And this is an idea I just had. Like how NASCAR has all their sponsors on them. I think you should have your what do they call them? When you
like your lobbies,
yes,
like
who your lobbyists are,
like where your money's coming from,
yeah, like DuPont and shit, like
dude, watch it,
fucking Lockheed Martin, and
watching Lauren Boebert with like an NRA bra.
Yes.
Fucking-
yes. Let's go. Let's fucking skip. Let's go straight to Idiocracy. Let's do it.
It would be funny because AOC would come out with literally nothing. Like, I don't take corporate money. I'm like, boo. But I want her to win, but still, boo.
I just come out like a trash can, just beat it. Fucking fucking New York, bitch.
She's the junkyard dog
Yeah.
with the chains. Man, all right. We just solved politics right there.
All right.
All right. Well, with that, I think we should take our first break. We'll come right back because I believe we wanted to talk about our kids, but I'm really into this idea. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stick around, and we'll be back with more Papa Don't Preach. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around for that quick turnover. So we've been talking back and forth about these scars that we were left with and the inevitable scars that we're going to leave on our kids.
Yeah, real light stuff.
Real light stuff. And I kind of wanted to want to find out what are the things that you remember? B, what are the things that you think you're going to change but probably not going to change? And then C, like, are you in on the game now? Do we know how to handle this when our kids grow up? Like, do we
deny? Is that the plan?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not familiar with this.
I don't recall. But anyway, we were talking about it at the break. Before I go into my whole rant, I want to. I can start. I can go first. Do you have something that you remember till this day that happened when you were a kid, and you're like, why the fuck did this happen? Why did my parents do this to me?
There's one, maybe I've even mentioned it on the pod before, but like, there's one I remember. It was before my younger brother was born, so I was probably 3
Holy
or
shit.
younger.
3 or you remember
maybe
this?
4. This is maybe one of my earliest memories.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess we're gonna talk about it. Sure.
Yes, you got to talk about it.
So my parents were watching movie in the living room, and I didn't want to go to bed, so I kept waking up. And then I remember my dad's like, "If you wake up one more time, I'm gonna go in there." I did not know what that meant. And then he came in there and he spanked me. And I was like, what the fuck? I did not know, and I was like, really, like, it fucking messed me up. And I think it messed them up too, because the last time they spanked me. But like, I remembered it so clearly. I was like, this is not what I thought you meant.
Oh my God. Dad comes out with a red hand. That's a big boy. That's a big boy.
It's a lot of ass to spank. But, like, in all seriousness, it's something I fucking think about all the time.
Yeah.
Like, not that thought, but the thought of doing something like that to my kid, where it's like, oh shit, like, okay, this is something you're gonna carry forever.
Oh,
fuck, I fucked up. Like, literally, it's something I talk to my therapist about. It's something I think about a lot. So,
oh yeah, we mutually
unfortunately, yeah,
we both agreed that being the first kids in family history to be in therapy is a great legacy. Talk about generational trauma. But just so you guys know, we both have very, very good parents.
Yeah, they did. The thing is, like, they did their best with the hand they were dealt. They were just dealt some really fucking awful hands.
Dude, my dad and my mom were raised in the fucking thick of it.
Yeah, just like in the shit. I won't get. It's not there. It's their story, so I won't get into it.
Yeah.
But it's like both of my parents, for each separate reasons. Like, like I had great grandparents. They were not great parents.
Oh yeah. I would say right now that my grandparents, the ones that I've only met one set, the other two passed away, and on my father's side, the only thing I've ever heard about my grandma and grandfather on my father's side was that my grandpa was the most intuitive, nicest, most empathetic person you've ever met. And nobody has any idea why he married my grandma. And after my grandpa passed away, rumors in the family spread that it might have been my grandmother.
Oh shit! Like,
there was no way it was her.
Yeah.
But it was like like she was so awful.
Yeah, she has that much
That he
about
passed.
her.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all I knew about her, is that she was so terrible. And my dad is one of 8.
Yeah.
So like, ugh. But I have 2 that I want. Like, one I've brought up on the pod before. I'll get into that one later, because that one I think is more. there's something you need to know about Nigerians and you've heard of Jewish guilt before. Nigerians invented it. Like Jewish guilt was co-opted. Nigerians invented it. I'll just tell you, like anybody, like you'll probably hear a couple Jewish people listen to this, like, oh, Albie doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. No.
Like
you have
sprung from the earth and invented guilt.
It wasn't something that was learned. It's in the DNA. So I remember one time, the last time my mother ever spanked me. I remember I am in middle school, I believe. We're in like a white neighborhood now. It's not, you can't beat your kids and be next door and be like, oh, it looks like Obi fucked up. No. You get the cops called on you. And I remember this. And I remember my mom, I did something stupid, like something I deserved a beating for. My mom came down on me and I put my hand up and my mom went down and she told me she dislocated her pinky. She told me like, oh my God, I think it's like she hurt herself. And she made me feel so bad. And I was like the best kid that I broke my mom's hand. Like at the end of the week, I figured that I put my mother in a sling. Like my mom had the cast over. There was cotton swabs coming out and like it was wrapped around her wrist. You know, she was like, I see her trying to open the door. She's like, And then I got older. And I dislocated my fucking finger playing basketball. And then I remember the things that my mother was doing with that so-called dislocated finger. And then I remember, but like, no, I saw her do that. And I remember she knew I was in the room to see this struggle. The fact that I ladies and gentlemen out there, I think I'm a very astute person. I think I'm very observant. I watch a lot of SVU. I can see them coming. Pun intended. Gross, but pun intended. Like the fact, like it took me a while to realize that was all a ruse. She didn't dislocate her finger, and the fact that she didn't get the cast or anything, she just like wrapped an ace bandage over and put some cotton swabs on it, and she, like
made props,
dude. She like my mom carrot topped me. It was wild, and like she was like, oh, and but like the thing is, like she literally hurt herself trying to hit me and made me feel bad.
No, it's like,
and then hammed it up real good.
I just picture like a master judo, like a little judo guy, just like just a big old guy comes after him and just goes whoop. And that was your emotions.
That's
what she just did. She's a master.
She's wild. I still remember that. And I remember like how bad I felt, and it took me a very long time. Like that wasn't my fault. Like
no, you put your hand up, she was hitting you.
Yeah, my mom was coming down on me, and I was trying to speak, and I remember she slapped me in the face. She's like, I'm not done talking. And then when she came back to me again, I like put my hand up. I put my hand up right over my head, and I was like going to get the door, so I like had some weight behind it. I went like that. She hit it, and she was like, ah! I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, I killed my mom. Like, and I'm a big guy. Like, I'm not, you know, in the room, I guess I'm a medium-sized guy. I'm like, I'm larger than most.
You definitely bring down our average.
Yeah. My mom's small. She's 5'4". My mom is 5'4" with heels, man. Like, she's not a big person. She's very tiny. And like, it's funny, like going to give her a hug now, I'll be like, man, I can't believe I used to be afraid of you. I hear did you ever like mess up so hard where you hear the key jingle in the door? You're like, oh fuck, there's no way out of this. Like when your parents came home when you were a kid?
No.
You were a good kid. He was a good kid.
No, I was the good kid.
He was the good kid. I just saw a grin on our producer's face because he knows that key jingle. He fucked up. He knows that key jingle at the door. You're like, oh god damn it! Is it 8 o'clock already? Like the dishes are still piled. My room is not. What have I been doing all day? Damn you, NBA Jam! I have been there.
The thing is, I've always really good at time management when it comes to those scenarios. Or literally, it's like
shit. Really?
Yeah. It's like she's coming home in an hour. I'm gonna do it all.
See, that's
because my mom always gave me shit to do. Like she's like, I got laundry. What like she was never. You know, she always had us doing shit as soon as we could pick up shit to do. you know, because that's how she was like. You know, you go back to her parents, like they were really dirt poor, like trading for food for neighbors across the street. So she had to do fucking everything in the house.
I
So
guess.
that's how we got, you know, she's like, okay, you're doing this now. Laundry, dishes, whatever the fuck it was. So yeah, she'd give me a list. I'd knock that shit out as soon as I could so I could play Legos or whatever.
See, my mom was the exact opposite. Like she was like, I would say her abuse was more like it wasn't. I wouldn't even call it abuse. I would call it like royal family anxiety. Like my mom was on a silver spoon, but like she had to stand up straight. She couldn't be out of line.
Mm-hmm.
Like had to be the best in the class. Had to be the like. Everything was on her shoulders. Everything. Like she was in charge of different chapters of all the Nigerians that came here. That at the same time she was in charge of all of them. Made sure that they all sent their money when they were working back to their family. Like she was. I remember like
discipline.
Just very, very disciplined. And like, dude, the parties that my mom used to have, I used to think that I was popular, but I realized like there were no kids at these parties. Like. Yeah, they did a real good job of fluffing me up and being like, oh, yeah, it's Obi and Arinze and Yuzi's birthday. We had 3 cakes for all 3 of us at one of the birthday month because my mom's like, we're not doing 3 of these. We had our birthday month. And, we had 4 cakes because my mom's birthday was 3 days before my brother's birthday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we had 4 cakes, and it was all of our birthdays. And then I remember, like, I felt so happy. I'm realizing this in real time, by the way, everyone. So bear with this. But I feel pathetic. But I remember how happy I used to be to like I had my suit on and I'd be cleaning up Guinness and Heineken bottles, and I was like I lined them all up, and I remember I had like I cleaned up more bottles than my brother did, and like. You know, I used to, like, my brother and I would practice because, like, what dance are we going to do? Like, let's put on Thriller. And, like, we put on a little show and everyone would clap. And now I'm thinking, like, oh, my God. Like, little 6-year-old Obi, like, huh, huh. In a group full of adults, like, all right, clap for the kids. Let's get back to all right, go back to your room. My brother and I come back sweating, like, we killed it.
The only 2 kids in the entire party. Yeah. That's awesome.
And I remember that pressure was put on my sister because my sister was like the regal one. Mm-hmm. She wasn't dancing around like the jesters in the middle of the living room, literally with a tiara, like behind a glass table was my sister as people showered her with gifts. Obi and Arinze, you don't need gifts. You guys are boys. You guys are men. Like, this is for your little sister. Yeah, sorry that was so long, guys. I guess
you got lost in the memory.
Something just happened. Like, memory unlocked. I forgot about that. And my therapist got some work to do this Thursday.
Hey, I know what we're talking about.
So with who like I know you don't like it's messed up to say because I know I only have one. You have 2. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, a favorite kiddo?
Do you have a favorite kiddo?
Oh, of course not.
Okay. He blinked real hard when he said that, ladies and gentlemen.
Look up to the left. No, because it's
not like a favorite, but do you have one that you would rather take to the grocery store?
At this point, no. They're both equally irritating. The things that irritate me are irritating in the same exact way. They're different, but equally irritating. They're both fun in different ways. They're both funny in different ways. They're both smart and interesting in different ways, and they're both irritating as fuck in different ways, but at the same level. So honestly, like, I'm not bullshitting. Like, I love them both. They're both different, and they're both amazing.
Yeah, that was a hard F.
Yeah. Oh, God damn, it gets under my skin.
I know.
I mean, hey, you witnessed it firsthand.
I witnessed it firsthand.
You witnessed the screaming, and then Miles just literally crying. He was in a ball,
for a little bit, and then
for a second,
I came with what did I give him? An Oreo?
You tried to give him something.
I gave him something, and he just looked at it, stopped crying, grabbed it, and took a deep breath to continue crying, so he could eat this candy on the exhale.
Yeah, it's a performative piece that he's doing.
Very dedicated.
The eternal sadness of Miles Miller.
It was honestly, I want you guys to picture this beautiful little boy, this little 4-year-old. In the middle of a water park,
anguish.
It's just anguish as the water pours down on him.
And it was because I had to give a toy that wasn't his back to a kid. No, the reason was he and Mira were fighting over a toy that was not theirs.
Exactly.
And I said, "No, we have to stop this. I'm taking away." And he literally was crying fucking Brad Pitt at the end of Seven. Like
it was so good.
Wailing.
From the outside watching that whole interaction, like you cannot write a better comedy. Like these two little people, they're little people. And like Miro knew he wasn't supposed to take that squirt gun. He knew damn well he wasn't supposed to have it. And then once Miles saw that he had it, and Miles wasn't aggressive, wasn't running at him, just walked over to him to get it, Miro, his eyes got so big, he threw he threw the squirt gun at Miles, like, get away from me, I'm not touching it, and then just dropped to the floor and let out this high frequency pitch that you've described. And I'm like, how bad could it possibly be? My God, we were in the Matrix.
It's like, it's another level.
And the fact that like the toy didn't belong to either of them.
No, being assholes. And the thing is, like, that's how kids are. And today they were like, Nat was doing stuff all day. It's like, she's working, so she didn't have much time. She's working at the house. So anytime she gets to be herself, it's like, go do your shit. I'll take care of the kids. They were fantastic all day. They were hilarious and funny. They were like hiding under the bed and like laughing and just like they had like the best time. So yeah, that's how kids are. Like they're horrible monsters.
Yeah,
on the verge of inhumanity.
They're little
to
goblins.
The point where like literally they make me laugh so much my stomach hurts.
The Costco thing today. Oh, you know what? Here's something that I realized I did to my son today that my mom did at the grocery store. And this is my dad's fault. It's like, I've been a victim of this. I've been the perpetrator. You walk into a friend's house or somebody comes into yours, you have an animal there, you're like, hey, don't rile up the dog. And then you're sitting there like, who's a good boy? And you rile up the dog. Like, what you gonna do? Yeah. So we go in the grocery store. My dad was always playing with his grandson. He's always like playing games. And I was like, hey, listen, like, don't get him all hamped up because he doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't want to stop. So my dad's grabbing his nose and poking him in the ear. And my son starts squeezing his cheeks. So as I'm talking to my dad, I'm like, hey, I'll meet you at the end of the aisle. I just see this little hand come and smack my dad across the face. Now, this isn't like a cute 2-year-old. This is a 5-year-old. This is when you get to punch them in the face. And my dad was like, you have to understand, my dad is not like, funny, like AFV, Minnesota white dad. No, this is a African chief. Like, he was born in Nigeria in the fucking like 30s. like, I want you guys to understand this dude, like all of that cute shit went out the window. And he just looked at my, like, and Ozo, he's still like understanding like what's right and wrong and when to stop. But he saw it in my dad's face. He's like, okay, I fucked up. And I walked up to Ozo and he's like, oh, are you mad at me? I'm like, I'm not mad at you. He's like, everyone's mad at me. Nobody cares about me. And I'm like, no, relax. Ozo, relax. And so I stood in front of him and I grabbed him by the back of the arm and he went into like Swiss cheese. He was just like, okay, I grabbed his soft spot on his arm. He died. Yeah. And he just died in my arms. He's like, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to leave you here. I'm going to leave you here. Bye. You're done. And so I told my dad, I'm like, no, we're leaving him here. And we just walked away from the thing. And he's like struggling to get out of the stroller. And I'm sitting at the corner watching him. He thinks I went the other way. And he's having a full-on meltdown, but he doesn't want to scream because he's embarrassed. And I see the fear in his face. And I'm like, why would I do this? Because my mom did this to me? Like, why would I do this? And so I went back over there. I'm like, I didn't leave you. I'm here. He's like, you left me. I'm like, I didn't leave you. I mean, technically I left you, but I saw you. I just, I did the little triangle in Madden. Just like, whoops. Just right around. But yes, that's one thing I did. I remember when I threw a fit, and my mom didn't want to beat me in public. She ditched me. And, oof. You think you can get along, you can get like, I was all talk. I'm like, fine, I'm going to run away from home. You never see me again. I was like, fine. I'm like, what?
What's that now?
I ran away from home once.
I never had. I mean,
it was unsuccessful. Yeah. It was unsuccessful. Like when I say I ran away from home, I mean, I packed my bag. I ran out the window. This was like when I was in high school. So like I lived in middle school. Sorry. I lived in a very nice neighborhood that was in the mountains. So I got out, went down the street, pitch black, freaked out, went the wrong way, tried to walk back home, got lost for a little bit, finally found my house, Nobody knew I was gone. It's sad story. It was so unsuccessful. I'm like, I'm gonna make it on my own. And I packed too much shit. I had a huge backpack and I was carrying a suitcase. It was embarrassing.
I imagine you making a bunch of noise when you get home and everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no one even knew you were gone.
Nobody had any idea I was gone. It was very humbling.
That is one of those things as a kid. You think you're going to make a big old stance and like, it's just like, no one noticed. Sorry, bud.
No, you are not the main character in your story.
I was making dinner.
You are an NPC, my friend. This is where you are. You are a support crew at best. But yeah, so do you remember when your brother came along? Were you taking more of like a mentoric role where you didn't get in trouble? Like that word, mentoric?
Yeah, it's great. Maybe word?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I've been doing that a lot, and I really like it. It's nice to, like, talking shit to somebody with a college education. No, it's not. I know it's not a word. You don't have to Google it in front of me. Producer's got some shade in his pants. But did you take a more of like, obviously, like older brothers paved the way. You stop being a kid almost. Like I remember when my sister was born, I stopped being like this little shithead. You know, I thought I could get away with anything, and then I realized that there's this like, okay, there was this little girl. In theory, I stopped being a shithead. This little girl came after me, and I was like, oh fuck, I got to make sure like nobody fucks with this little girl. And she turned out to be a bitch, but not like a real bitch, but like when we were kids, I'm like, everyone's against me. No one ever tells you about the middle child syndrome. Like they don't explain that to you.
No.
You just figure it out when you get older and like, oh man,
it just becomes evident.
I was the worst. You go into a job interview like, hi, yeah, I can start on Monday. Like, oof, you're a middle child. It shows. But yes, when you had your little brother coming up, where did you ever find yourself like disciplining him or like checking him a little bit, making sure you guys didn't get in trouble, or were you more like partners in crime?
Kind of both. Like I remember, like especially, I was thinking about this the other day. I remember watching like wrestling in the 90s.
Yeah.
It used to get it got a little hot, like a little.
Oh fuck yeah!
It got a little extreme. It got a little misogynistic. It got a little
racist.
Yeah,
there was a lot of things that came in there.
So I remember like whenever that shit would come on, it's like, oh, I don't know about this. So I changed it to WCW, which is very rarely that stuff.
Oh really?
So I was like self-editing TV or wrestling for Brock when we were like, you know, like I was probably in 7th and 8th grade, and he was probably in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, something like that.
You're like, ooh, if I think this is bad, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see, those old ladies,
I never had that thing with my brother because, like, in my brother's eyes, I was a baby brother. In my eyes, I'm like, bro, we're 11 months apart. This life experience you're speaking of does not exist. It's really like, just for context, for 18 days of the year, we're the same age. Jesus. And every year I call him, and he is very upset to pick up the phone. He's like, I know where you're calling. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Why you gotta assume shit? I just want to see how you're doing. You little bitch, because we're the same age. Yeah, I never really had that. And like, now that you have these two that are going to be like, these are brothers that
pretty much. I mean, yeah,
they don't know anything else besides. Like, I'm wondering if you're seeing a little bit of yourself in like something, like you're like, oh fuck, because obviously Miles is bigger. Like, do you see any type of thing where you're like, I gotta nip that in the butt right now?
They're getting a lot better. Like they're like on the same page more often than not now, which is great. And also just like, God damn it, you guys keep it down for a little bit. Like, you're screaming for half an hour now,
dude.
So I mean, it's like they still do like the pulling toys from each other's hands, and like sometimes they'll get a little, some will hit a little too hard and they're not shouldn't be hitting, throw a toy, like all that normal toddler shit. But like they'll also go run around and scream and like hide places together, and like they'll sit and sit next to each other and watch a movie and like share snacks and stuff. Like they do like good brother stuff too, and not more, they're moving less from the screaming toy pulling apart.
When I saw Miles give Miro an Oreo, I was like, oh, they don't hate each other.
No.
Because I would have never given my brother an Oreo. I would have told him we were out. We were out. Oh, by the way, for those of you at home who are paying attention, I had some Oreos at Splash Pad, and this is a funny story of how petty I am. And Bennett's wife, who's an old friend of mine that I have not seen in forever, was there, and we were talking, and she had to let me know how funny the Fred Durst dig was to my face. And I'll let you know, yep, I got a little bothered by it because it was a good burn. She's like, you could tell in your face, you were just like, and I'm like, oh, she did the Obi face. That's not cool.
She was really watching.
She was really watching. And so I got real upset. We all had a laugh. Shannon got in on the fun. They're like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 and that dirty ass Hattie. Everybody was having some fun. It was great. And then as I was giving Oreos to everyone, Bennett made this joke like, oh, I'll take some. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I made sure, I looked at it, I only had a couple. I gave him the 2 without the filling.
He gave me the 2 loose.
The 2 loosies. I'm like, here you go. You get a cookie. Everybody else gets cream filling except for Bennett. That's for that Limp Biscuit bullshit, you son of a bitch.
Which I'll take the credit. I mean, if it cost me a mini Oreo, if it was like a double stuff amount of cream, be like, wow, that really fucking hurt his feelings.
Nah,
a mini Oreo amount of cream, I could take that.
I did it all for the petty, is what it was.
did it all for the petty. Huh?
I did it all for the petty.
What?
Yeah. so shove it up your. Okay. All right, we're done. Why am I leaning into this? That's the problem. I don't know why I'm leaning into this. But anyway. I just wanted to find out some of the horror stories you had that you remember, because
I'm comfortable talking about.
Yeah, because every time you bring up something that's happened to your parents, they act like that never happened. Correct? I don't know if that happens to you. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it happens more to my younger brother whenever he brings up shit. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
So you're in on it.
Well, no, I was the good guy, and not the good guy.
He said it.
I obeyed. That's still questionable if I'm a good guy. Like I said, I'm a good guy, not a great guy. I tried to follow the rules, or when I didn't follow the rules, I was much better at covering my trail than he was in high school.
That is it.
Yeah.
That is it. Because, my mom, I was the favorite. My mom's like, you never, why is Lorenzi so? I'm like, my brother's not a bad person. I was the bad person, but he was so blatant.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit.
Brock hung out with absolute idiots. He hung out with real dumbasses.
So did my brother. My brother would come home, get high, and leave the bong on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, that's who he hung out with.
I would. He's like, oh, we were high. I'm like, but that's laughably stupid.
Yeah.
My shit is wrapped in a blanket, in a lockbox, underground, in the, underneath the house. There's a sign on it that says, this is not a bong. My brother was wild, but every time I brought up something to my mom, she's like, I don't remember that. I'm like, oh, you don't remember not letting me go to the dance? I think I told you guys this story. For those of you guys who listened to the last episode, there was a big vice versa dance in middle school. Mm-hmm. This girl who liked me, she asked me. I said yes. It was one of those things oh my God, she likes you. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go. And they're like, oh my God, it's this whole thing. And I secretly had a crush on her too, but I had to act like I was a badass. Mm-hmm. Which I wasn't. I was a punk. And I brought my progress report home, and I got a D in English. Mm-hmm. I got a B in math, and science, which is my subject, I got a C in. My mom was not stoked. Mm-hmm. But, I was going to the dance. She's like, you have to get your grades up. I got in trouble. I had to clean. I didn't get to watch TV that day. But, that Wednesday, my mom took me to Burlington Coat Factory with my brother to buy suits and, all the stuff we needed and new shoes. It was dope. My mom would go to talk, we would go to the bank with my mom. She'd talk to our favorite teller, oh, these guys got a big dance this weekend. We're like, yeah, woo. And, the day of the dance, we clean up the room. We're doing laundry. My mom's like, you guys got to do the dishes. I'm like, we do the dishes, no questions asked. We get ready. We go outside in front to take pictures with each other and pictures with my mom, one of each, set up the camera, go back inside. A couple friends come over, so we're all going to drive over together. My mom had the expedition, so we're going to drive some homies. And I'm walking out the door, And my mom was like, where are you going? She looked at me, all dressed up, like, where are you going? I was like, what do you mean? She's like,
no.
You have less than a 3.0 GPA. If you don't have a 3.0, you're not going to a dance. You're staying home. You need to finish folding the clothes and make sure it's all put away by the time we get home. And I was like, I didn't know what she just closed the door. I saw them get in the car. Everybody that got in the car was like, yo. Like, I watched them drive away. And it didn't hit me until like 10 minutes later when I kind of turned around in this empty house in this Burlington Coat Factory suit. Dude. My tie matched my shoelaces.
She got you the tie and matching shoelaces.
And I remember, like, by the time everybody got home, I fell asleep in the living room on a pile of folded laundry. Because like I was too upset to go.
Yeah. She played you like she got the long con.
Dude, see that shit like that to me, it's just diabolical. And I wish I wish I could be like fucking raging about something like that. But like, god damn, like how slick. How slick, man!
Judo master.
Dude, like she's like, okay, I can't slap the shit out of him anymore. I gotta think.
You just fell on your own weight. That's you use your own weight. And
Dude,
you fell
like,
right on the mat.
Nice suit, bitch. Like literally watching the shoes flip over her head as I hit the ground. Yeah, my mom was good at that type of shit.
Jeez.
Like I think I told you the story, like when I got in a fight with my mom and she's like, don't you ever yell at me? I'm not yelling. She's like, go clean your room. And I'm like, I'm going. And I went into my room and my windows were open. So like, you know, when you try to close the door, it slams because of a vacuum. I was in 7th grade and I knew about this effect and it slammed. And I'm like, she's gonna think I slammed it. I didn't slam it. And who the fuck cares? You know what? I'm a fucking man of this fucking house. I don't give a shit. Like seconds later, my mom comes and opens the door. Did you slam the door? I'm like, no. Oh, so I was dreaming? No, I didn't slam it. The wind closed it. The wind closed it. And I was like, okay, I'm out of this shit. I got out of that shit. The next day, went to school, said bye, love you, everything. Came back home. My door was gone. No door on the hinges. No door. What the fuck? My mom knew what she was doing, man. She knew what she was doing. I think I got it probably the least. And there's some diabolical shit in there. I would say my brother got it pretty bad, but he was the oldest, so she kind of like used him as an ally. My sister got it the worst.
That would be my guess, too.
Yeah, my sister got it the worst, but she was also a goddamn wild child, too. She had, like, the savviness of me, but the smudgeness of my brother. And there's the smudgeness. Like, I remember, that's literally how bad it was. My mom found weed under my bed, called me and was like, I found your sister's weed under your bed.
She's some sort of evil genius.
Yeah, I'm just like,
hiding your weed in your room like that.
I was like, I can't believe she would do that. Unbelievable.
Where I sleep.
Unbelievable. In the Converse box? Unreal. I'm on my way home right now. Called up my buddy Keith, like, yo, we got to get a new bag. But anyway, yeah, we got... I really want to hear some of the shit that you got into, but we can do that when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back when we're Papa Don't Preach. Hopefully, if our moms hear this, we're not coming home alive.
I'm not good.
Nope. We are very angry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Papa Don't Preach. Thank you so much for sticking around. You know what time it is. It's time for Papa's Pulpit. This is a portion where Bennett and I, we talk about something that's pissing us off or something that we love, most likely pissing us off. I'm not happy. Today on the docket, we're coming for you, Disney. Now, I'm a Disney fan. I was one of the slow clappers when Disney went after Ron DeSantis and outmaneuvered him. I'm down with that. They're a corporation, but I'm the dude buying the ear, standing in line in the heat. I'm down with that. I like Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Disney has acquired Fox, which came with a lot of superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
They acquired Marvel Studios. They acquired the Star Wars, Lucasfilms.
Mm-hmm.
They own a lot.
And they got the Muppets too. They had the Muppets before any of that.
Yeah, they got the Muppets too. And
so Disney owns 75% of my childhood is now under Disney's.
If they bought out Vince McMahon, you'd be done.
That'd be it. That'd be it. 100% of my childhood would be owned by Disney. In the white gloved claw of the mouse.
Yeah.
So I think it's there's a bit of Disney fatigue. Like if you look at the box office, the Marvel movies are not doing the same shit.
They're not at all. They're doing terribly.
The TV shows are the same thing. Secret Invasion just came out, and the thing is, like I gave up on the TV shows a long time ago. Like I watched WandaVision, I thought it was interesting, and then I watched a couple of the next
Loki,
one.
I thought was cool, and
Loki's one I probably should watch. I think it has an interesting.
Loki was cool. WandaVision,
take.
I was like, all right, I see we're gonna start shitting the bed. Like I can deal with this, but maybe Wanda and Vision aren't like the showstoppers. I gave them a pass. Like who's gonna make something out of this? I'm like, I get it, but bro, She-Hulk.
I didn't watch She-Hulk. I heard about all the controversies, and any clips I saw, like the animation didn't look good. It looked like
that's another thing, and most people are
janky,
guilty. Most people are guilty of that right now. Like people are starting to fucking shit the bed and skip out on VFX, and it's insulting to your audience.
I mean, that's like a portion of it's not what this strike's about, but it's what one should be. Like how the treatment of animation workers.
I can't believe that these VFX houses have not been able to unionize, and the stress that they're put under, and
like the time crunch and the physical places they're put in, like hot, like almost like computer sweatshops to make Captain America throw his shield real good.
Yeah. I don't want this to go into the strike, but it's inevitable because they're all tied together. And I want to tell you right now, this idea that you're lucky to be here and lucky to be involved in this project, that means that you can make shit money, is bullshit. And we all got to let go of that. I have been a victim of it. We've all started as victims of this, and it's fucking bullshit. Like, give you a little sprinkle of the fucking cupcake because there's 1,000 other motherfuckers that would like to be in your position. So you need to be grateful and take the crumbs that I give you. Fuck that. But anyway, Secret Invasion. Yuck. I'll tell you right now, spoiler alert, just for my life, not for the show. I watched the 3 episodes of Secret Invasion, and I decided that I'm not going to wait. I'm going to just leave it alone, and I'll binge it because it is bad. It is very bad.
I didn't watch it, so I just heard how people were how bad people were saying it was. So I read the synopsis of the last episode, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Doesn't interest me at all. It's like the Secret Invasion of the comic book was like years leading up to it. This is what I thought. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna be a cool. They started planting the seeds of the Skrulls are in the Marvel universe. I wonder who they replaced. Maybe some cool superheroes, or maybe Skrulls the whole long.
Yep.
And then they turn the table, and the Skrulls are in charge for a little bit, like in the comic book. And it was none of that. It's like a little mini series, and then you get like a new superhero. Spoiler alert: you get a new superhero at the end.
Yeah. Well,
here's a new superhero. Move away. Go along.
Well,
and that's it. Like that's the entire. Like it's not this broad ranging. Like. Who can we trust? Is Captain America even Captain America? I know he's an old man now.
Yes, he's an old man now.
But one of my favorite little mini series in comics period was the Black Panther tie-in for the Secret Invasion comic.
And it was good.
It was because it's like the Skrulls have fucked up the Marvel universe. Like they've taken over teams, and they've got all these superpower Skrulls are showing up and just kicking everybody's ass. So
these fucking Skrulls.
So it starts out with a ship of Skrulls being like, okay, we've fucked up everybody, but we haven't heard anything from Wakanda. So they roll up to Wakanda, and it's just a bunch of Skrull heads on spikes. And they're out of everyone in the Marvel universe, they figured it out. They're like, okay, we found the Skrulls already. So the Skrulls are like, okay, we got to send everyone we got at Black Panther and in Wakanda. and there's this big moment where like the guy, like this giant Super Skrull's in front of Black Panther. He's like, I was genetically trained to defeat you. Like I could do every single scenario I've thought of. And Black Panther's like, you've already lost. Because I was trained to defeat the unexpected. And then just fucking whips his ass.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah. So like that, like those kind of moments, it's like we're just gonna dump all of it in a mini series and like then make another movie. I think they've lost the old forest from the trees here. Like after Thanos did his thing, I think they could have had a nice big chunk of uniting the movies under the Skrull and Super Skrull and Who's the Skrull thing. They could have made a bunch of movies around that premise, and they said no.
I mean,
and that's my rant, is that like you got some good shit to pull from it.
Yes, I agree. That's been my whole problem with DC.
Yeah,
that's been my entire problem with the DC universe
the entire time.
Like,
you got good shit. I mean, DC has less good shit, but they've got better.
They got
recently.
So much good shit. DC's got so much good shit. Yes.
They didn't start making good shit until 1988.
Well, it's very accurate, but I was born in 86. I just want to point out that, like, living through the Batman the Animated Series, Justice League, Young Justice, and like some of like the really fun shit that they did on Cartoon Network, there's some great shit out there. Yeah. I don't know what you like. There's people writing the lines for a cartoon. There's people speaking these lines for the cartoon. There's people directing the animation for this cartoon. Take those people and just put them on set with these real actors. I don't understand.
Just like make them do it.
I don't understand how they can fuck these things up so bad.
This is not a super hot take, because if you watch it, you'll realize it. Mask of the Phantasm is the best Batman movie
by far.
It's like, not even, it barely clocks in at a feature length. You got everything you want from it. You got a new villain. You got Batman backstory. You got joke. It's like it's everything.
It shows every single aspect of Batman that they've taken like 7 movies to portray.
And they do it in an hour and fucking 18 minutes or some shit.
His fucking love life, his, like you said, his backstory, his detective skills, his Bat family, everything goes into this fucking 88-minute movie. And then, I have no idea how long it is, by the way. But when it comes to The Dark Knight, we need a 15-minute montage of how he lost his parents.
Yeah, goddamn.
If I have
knock
to
it on 3-hour movie.
If I have to watch another fucking Batman movie that explains to me that he's a goddamn orphan because his parents died, taking him to see Mask of Zorro, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Hour and 16. Barely.
Hour and 16 minutes.
I'm going to watch that when I get home.
It's such dude, it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. What's your favorite like DC film, like animated feature, besides this one?
Besides this one? Because they did, I mean, that DC had a good run of like
Doom
adapting the Wonder Woman one. I remember being really like one of the first time I was like, oh shit, Wonder Woman's kind of a cool character. Like, dude, she was fighting like fighting like gods and stuff.
Yeah, she fought Ares, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're not my dad. You're not my dad. Smack. Like, bro, I would say, I mean, Flashpoint Paradox, their adaptation of it, I think is amazing. I would say Doom is amazing. I don't know.
Which one is that one?
Justice League Doom. If for those of you who haven't heard it, Justice League Doom is when a bunch of the Flash's villains come up with this idea. It's funny because it shows that like all it takes is one good idea, and it's a bunch of like these no-name villains who get intel that Batman has a plan for every single superhero.
Oh, yes.
So
okay, that's based on a comic. Yes, that's bad.
They steal they steal these plans, and they basically neutralize the Justice League, and Batman's the one that helped them get out of it. And they're like, how did this happen? And Batman wasn't even fucking sorry. In the movie, he's like, who's gonna happen when you get taken over by a spirit, or you lose your mind, or there's a bomb? Like, who's gonna help?
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna watch that when
dude,
I get home.
It is so good.
That's a speech he gives in the comic. He's like, "What am I supposed to do?" Like,
it's just the fact that
when you get a piece of red kryptonite, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm Batman.
What are you gonna do when the Batman comes for you? Listen to me, yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
give me that movie.
Give me that movie. Like for those of you guys like are sitting here like, oh, I've got a couple of nerds. Let me tell you right now is that these Marvel movies aren't going to stop. They're going to take over. There's always going to be these shows, but you're losing people. I think that these are one step from the Sci-Fi Channel at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is Cowboys versus Dinosaurs.
We
Three-part
live in
series.
a world where we got 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, motherfucking 3 of them, and you couldn't name a Guardians of the Galaxy a single one of them when Iron Man came out.
That's true.
That's how good a job of storytelling they did.
That's true.
They did. We're not doing such a great job anymore.
There's so many, and that's why I was saying with the Justice League. They have Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, the animated series that came out
Those are
in
great.
2006, 2004, whatever. They are fantastic. And each one of those shows, like Justice League, 2 seasons. Justice League Unlimited, 2 seasons. All tie in together.
Mm-hmm. Like all one giant story.
It's
yeah.
all one giant story. And the array of characters, the diverse array of characters that you can build a whole entire world over this. Like, I'm glad Blue Beetle's coming out. I'm happy.
It's gonna shit the bed, dude.
Of course it's gonna shit the bed.
It's like,
of course.
because I've been thinking about this too, because it's like you start to see the Blue Beetles shit around town. And the last like Flash was the biggest disappointment they've had so far. Like, then before that it was the Shazam movie, which was the biggest disappointment. And Blue Beetle's gonna do the same thing, because Blue Beetle is not like, it made me think about like why people watched Iron Man. Like, Iron Man was a nobody superhero before Robert Downey Jr. played him, and that's the key, is that man started it. Like, his performance was so magnetic that it was like people went to go see him play Iron Man.
Yeah, he was Iron Man.
It was him. He fought the dude in the first movie, and people went to go see it. You can't name a single Iron Man villain before the Iron Man movies. No one could.
Nope, not at all. Not one.
But
Big Lebowski.
So that's what I'm thinking about. Like, yeah, the fucking dude,
The
man.
dude.
So Blue Beetle, I mean, this kid, I'm sure he's a great actor. I'm sure it's an amazing opportunity, but it's like, it ain't unless it's the best superhero movie ever made, which it's not going to be, unless it's telling some amazing story which you've never seen, which it's not going to do. You're fucked.
I think it might be able to have a comedy angle. Like, when it comes to the Latin community, I'll tell you right now, there's nothing better than a funny Mexican dude on screen. I'll tell you right now, like who saved Ant-Man? Fucking Michael Pena.
That you're not wrong there.
That is who fucking saved Ant-Man. Like,
you're not wrong.
That character has saved it. And like, what I'm telling you is that if they play it right and they have like at least this nod to the cultural background of Blue Beetle and where he comes from, and I know they're gonna play up on his family, because you didn't really get too much of his family in some of the source material, but playing it as like this day and age, like it's happening now. I think who knows, it might be good. It might be because the first Shazam didn't shit the bed.
No,
everybody
loved
loved
a surprise hit. Yeah,
it was like everyone was like, thanks God it's not fucking Superman or Batman. Like, thank God it's a little funny. Isn't that the dude? Like, isn't that the dude from Psyched?
Is it Chuck? What was his name?
Chuck. That's his name.
Chuck. Yeah,
Chuck. It was fucking Chuck. Oh my God. But we'll see. George Lopez is in this movie. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be good. I don't think it will be, but I saw the trailer. I was like,
I mean, it could be right. It could be like, it could scratch an itch that people didn't even know they had.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I know. God damn it. God damn it. You know what really fucking sucks about all of this is Mark Hamill's getting up there. He's getting old. We already lost Kevin Conroy. Like, some of the most iconic voices to portray these superheroes growing up are going away. And we don't have enough time, like, to put their work and like what they've done for this, like for people who didn't have 1,000 comics and what houses full of comics, and for people who just had this 30-minute window at home, or like went to their friend's house and got to see this cartoon that they fucking loved. And it's a bummer if we just keep shitting on this material.
Well, it's like that stuff will never go away. Like Mark Hamill will always be the Joker in my head, and Kevin Conroy will always be Batman.
Yeah.
I'll tell a real quick anecdote because I got to go to bed. It's almost my bedtime. So at one point in college, the school I went to is like a big animation school. So Mark Hamill went and talked to like all the animation students, but it was open to everybody. So he was just like being fucking charming, amazing Mark Hamill in front of a live audience.
What the fuck?
He was fucking great. But he told the one story about when he did the Joker voice. He did the audition for the Joker voice, like, and then like he didn't get it for almost a year later. So they're like, "Hey, you got it. Come on in. We're gonna start working together." So he said he was on the 405, talking to himself and laughing to himself. He's like, "What the fuck did I do in that audition?" He didn't say fuck. He's more polite. He's like, "What the hell did I do in that audition?" So he's like on himself, like trying to like talk him to like. Make himself be the Joker. Like, what did I do? Trying to figure out, like, laughing maniacally and like talking to himself as the Joker, stuck in traffic to like do the first job.
Oh my
god! He
God.
couldn't remember what he did.
Oh my God!
So just like him, like So think about that next time you're stuck on the 405.
I heard that. I heard that. What's his name? Professor Snape. The one who passed away. Not Alan
Rickman.
No, it wasn't him. It was a different guy. Mr. Homoka. He played Mr. Homoka in Congo, a little bit older. I heard a story about how he was the Joker. He did it, and they loved him, but they're just like, he's too sadistic.
It was too much.
He was too good and sadistic. If you go to the Congo, look up the. He's looking up the fucking music videos, the video. No, that's him. That's the guy.
What's his name? Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
I think I did hear that too. Yeah.
Tim Curry.
He'd be a great Joker.
He was apparently too sadistic that they're like, this is a kid's show. We can't have this motherfucker do it.
Too much.
Yeah. But
too much Pennywise.
Anyway, everyone, have a good night. This is Papa Don't Preach. Big shout out to Blaine Pierre, our producer. Bennett, thank you so much.
No, wait. How did you remember Tim Curry as fucking the guy from the Congo is how you remember Tim Curry?
Oh, because I really love that line, Mr. Homoka. Stop eating my sesame cake.
All right, I'll fucking let it pass.